Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm starting a very beautiful series today that is going to bless you. Guess what it is? Guess what? Guess it. It's building intimacy. So in this series, we're going to be talking about how to give it to your wife, how to give it to your husband, how to build the intimacy that God has created in a home. And to start this series, I'm starting with the best and the one and only, Mr. Adedotun Salam. This is my brother, my friend, my partner, Mr. Adedotun Salam. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the channel.
My guy.
How far now? How's your wife? Are you giving it to her? Are you making her feel are you making her feel so good?
It's raining now.
It's raining. The rains are here.
Yeah, the rains are here. Hi everyone.
It's harvest time. Harvest time will come after 9 months.
My name is Adedotun Salam, and we're not expecting harvest yet. We're not expecting any harvest. Let us wait a bit. Let's cultivate the land.
So rate the sex health of your marriage right now. Between 1 to 10, what score would you give it?
I think I'm going to give it 6, 7. 6, 7.
Why? So tell me what is making it 6. What is making that have the high score?
Okay. I think. Okay, what's the highest on that scale?
1 to 10.
1 to 10. So 10 being the highest and 1 being the lowest. So
you gave it 6 now.
6 is like average.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, I guess my wife is watching this. Well, I think 6 because there's still so many things that we need to learn.
Cut that back.
Yeah. However, based on satisfaction, because your question is quite open-ended, so but satisfaction 100%. Hey, more.
All right, CEO. I do not prep my people that are my guests for. I don't give them topics and I don't attack them. So that's why he's feeling. So what are the things that spice it up? What are the things that is making say satisfaction 100%?
Yeah.
What are the things that spikes up your supply?
So is this all about sex? But we're talking about intimacy.
I'm the host of this channel. Don't tell me what to do.
Okay, no problem. It's your channel. All right. What are the things that makes it what?
What is the spice inside the 100%? What are the catalysts?
Well, the only catalyst is my wife. She's because of the personality I'm having sex with. So everybody can have sex with just anybody, and there's nothing in it. But the person you're having it with makes it special. So I believe for us, I think I'm learning the ART, the art of sex, not just the acts of it. So
the art.
I beg.
Art.
So for us, I think being intentional about pleasuring each other makes it special.
So not just in being intentional about the act of sex, but the art of sex.
Yeah.
So let's picture more on that act of sex or art of sex. So I remember having, like you said earlier, understanding the art of sex and not just the act.
Yeah.
Of sex. I remember, like when I got married to my wife and we're just getting to know each other, I was like, this is going to be now. God has given me certificate to commit sex without fornication.
Without feeling guilty.
Now I have the mandate from heaven that do this thing. So I was like, they will hear, they will know. In fact, I asked my wife, you go and give Thanksgiving. It's God that will bless this man.
I remember.
Based on what you receive, you say, it's God that will bless this. It's God that will bless you for me. So I was very, very like into this whole like let's have sex. But I received a shock that sex was not really about the act alone. Even the act is very, very important. Yeah. But it was about the art, understanding it. Yeah. So now in the whole form of understanding what sex is and how intimacy is being built in your family, what are the things you've learned in the art of intimacy, of sex, and other than just the act of it?
Okay.
Give us examples, please.
Oh,
I'm sure they won't.
That's it.
No, not examples, not God. Examples of the art, not the art.
So let me see.
We don't want an example of art, I beg.
Of course, definitely. I'm not here to art porn. Okay. So let me say this. So intimacy, sex is not actually a proof of intimacy. Okay.
I thought was not on. Last night was working.
Okay. So sex is not actually a proof of intimacy. Sex does not determine intimacy. So you can have sex with someone and not be intimate with them. For me, what's the goal in marriage that I believe, especially in my own home, is the whole essence is for us to pleasure each other and to serve each other. So having sex in marriage, it's mostly to pleasure us. So bearing that in mind, I'm able to try my best to communicate it in a way that brings pleasure to her. So what makes it special is the fact that you're with your wife, you're with your person, not just with any random person out there. And the whole thing about the art of sex is all about you understanding the fact that it's you are there to pleasure the other person and also to of course receive of course kind of pleasure. So it's for you to pleasure the other person and also for the other person to
Receive
pleasure
pleasure
you
too. Like,
and definitely to receive the pleasure
Climax.
too. So those are the things that makes it interesting. Okay, so how do you pleasure?
my wife.
No, that one is too deep. I'm not really. Funny thing is that discussing sex is really odd. Okay,
They like you.
No, I'm serious.
No, this man will say suya. I used to make like suya. Open leg like this. I hear continue.
So, okay, I want to ask you a question about how. So, what's the art of sex? What does it mean to you?
The art of sex. What does it mean to me? So, I I enjoy so much the act of it.
Okay.
It's very beautiful.
So you're the KO guy.
And you won't lie about it. You get.
It's interesting.
What is interesting?
Hammer.
So the act of it is very very important for me. But the act of it, the art of it, to me, is about a deep knowingness, a deep
Okay.
connection. So I found out that we've had the best sex in our lives came when there was a koinonia, there was a fellowship between me and her.
Okay.
We had deep knowledge about each other. Like you get. So you will see that sex is beyond just the.
Yeah, exactly.
It's now beyond you knowing her. It's now beyond you. So that was how sex was for me, and I faced a lot of issues in the beginning. So I want to share the story of how we had our first baby, and the next thing I never knew. So my wife would always tell me that I should follow her for what they call
Postnatal.
it, prenatal. Was it
It's post.
prenatal? No, the one I before.
Okay, that one is antenatal.
Sorry, Uncle Nata. I used to, you say, baby, let's go for antenatal.
Antenatal.
That men to go for it. I like, have you seen Uncle Nata before? I'll tell her, let's go there. So she would tell me I did not go. So I never knew that if a lady gives birth for 6 months, no show.
Okay.
So the next thing, close to,
No, I'm learning.
yeah. You did know too. So
I'm
close-
learning.
So close to the point where she was about to give birth,
Okay.
we now had to. The doctor said that have frequent sex, increase the frequency of sex. So almost every day we have.
Did you enjoy it?
I love this life. I love this life. So next thing, our first baby came out.
Okay.
Right there in the theater. I said, okay, if I'm not going to be having sex for the next 6 weeks, I was like,
6 weeks or 6 months?
6 weeks.
Okay.
They say, for the next 6 weeks, you guys are not going to be having sex. And I was like, hey, Jesus Christ, this problem. I remember how it was for her, because after the 6 weeks passed, I was like, okay, now that I have waited, now that I have tried my best, now that I've kept myself, now that I have done so many things to relax myself, my wife now started having postpartum stress.
Really?
It's not really good. It's not really. Yes, so to an extent, sometimes it's different from ladies, but to an extent, her love for sex dropped. The way she wanted to have sex was not the same way again. It just, in fact, after you just take note, guys. After when your wife does give birth to the first child,
okay,
your whole marriage,
taking notes.
Everything is going to change. Everything is going to be. whatever you're enjoying now, as it does happen, is one of the major points in your life. My life has
Okay.
never been the same since the day Naomi came into this world until today. So the
In a
moment
positive way, please. Just state that.
is well, see, in the beginning it was so negative, but you see, with maturity and
Okay.
and understanding what intimacy is, yes,
Yeah.
it now became more or more positive for us. So you could see after 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 all that, my wife now did not have love sex the way she loved it again. I remember being so upset. I'll be like, come, I'll ask her questions. Come, are you setting me up? Do you want me to? So the way I came was so like I didn't because she was in the point that I didn't show her that love. I didn't show her
So you
that
were not
support.
available for her
So
emotionally.
I was just thinking about myself. So
Okay.
I have been waiting for 6 months. Conjure has reached, or not even my head. Conjure has passed the level,
Okay.
has broken the sky, broken the meter. Now that the doctor said, okay, fine, you're free to go. She's now saying my mind is not this. My mind. I said, come, are you setting me up for the devil?
Was there any temptation around that period?
Kaladesh.
How were you able to
I'm going to talk about a whole channel about my whole life about this thing. But the greatest temptation I faced in my life, devil just knows when you're weak. He prepared all of them. And I was, don't worry, I did not fall to the glory of Jesus Christ. So temptation came to my life. I was like, oh, I was angry. So I'm outside in the world where somebody is trying to
That's when
give
almost
it to
everything
me.
in skirts
Do you
will look
understand?
attractive.
He's trying to give it to me, and I'm coming to my wife. My wife is saying, massage my ego, press me, talk to me, deposit in me, World Bank, Love Bank. We are going to stress. I'm going to that. Like, you don't understand, right? One day, it was so much, but right now, what I don't understand that sex it's not just about that act.
Yeah.
Like you just said, it's about that act. So right now, I understand that I have to deposit her. I have to connect with her with word. Exactly. I have to. There's an act. Sex does not start from foreplay. Sex starts from words.
Exactly.
Sex does not start from sex have a good foreplay is equals to a good sex.
Just to be cheeky.
Good sex. There's people say that good foreplay is equals to good sex.
Yeah.
Good words is equals to good sex. When you have good banks, you'll be surprised what your wife will give you. She will scatter you. You come back and like, oh, thank you, Jesus.
You know, someone even once said that sex starts in the morning. So if you want sex, there's a way you start prepping your wife. So for instance, I realized that, like you said, about going through childbirth and all. So our own case is quite different in the sense that we don't have a child yet, but there are life events that affected my wife to an extent where she was a bit disconnected, and not from me, but she was just disconnected from everything. She just wanted to be on her own. So I realized she was going through stress around that period. So that was what made me realize this discourse around the fact that sex is not just intercourse; it can be outer course as well. So there are moments in life, there are situations that you don't necessarily have to get engaged in the jiggy jiggy. You're matching each other, you're smashing each other like a man, or you can make love to someone without penetrating them. You can make love to your spouse without necessarily going through the whole activities. So I remember around that period. So she has learned how to communicate what her own needs. So what she did to me was she was able to communicate to me that, see, guy, this period, I'm not really into the whole activities of sex, but I want you to be there for me. I want you to just sit down. So most time I just sit down to listen to her. Most time though I'm still learning, okay? Because boy, I can't catch you. So just sitting down sometimes.
It's not a good
your hand is already going through the wilderness and everything.
After wilderness, the foot brown.
Oh yeah, the foot brown. So like I that was when I learned that it's not all about the activities and all. So you can communicate love to her even by listening to her and also touching, caressing her, helping her to do stuff. Like I said earlier, sex starts in the morning. So I learned also at some point that, guy, if you need this thing and you really want it to. So my wife's love language is quite different. Uh, and so I started learning how to communicate our love language, not because I'm selfish, but I also realized that it's one of the ways to give her pleasure and also one of the ways to make her feel good about the marriage and also in the marriage. So, sometimes intentionally just started communicating our love language from the time we woke up. Babe, what can I do for you today? Let me help you to do the dishes. Like, let me help you to, sometimes I would just, babe, I've given the laundry to the dry cleaner, act of service. And for me, most times, because there's just this way, people who enjoy act of service, they just this way they are wired from my experience, not sexual in this sense, in all senses, anyways, because I've worked with a few other people that like being served. But I realize that the way they are wired is that they tend to want to reward you after you must have served them. So, because I've discovered that, oh, she loves it when I assist her in the kitchen. Oh boy, I will assist you.
Go wash out the plates.
I will wash the plate and I'll be there, throwing the int here and there. Don't worry. Then probably I walk sometimes, just text to check on her. And something I used to do was, so okay, well, sometimes I see the ball. We both work from home now. So, but then I remember, so I will leave my own office, then go to our office to pick her, then we'll go and have lunch together.
Lovely.
Then at home, if you want to withdraw, it's not difficult because you've deposited in the bank, the emotional bank actually. So sex is, I believe that depositing your spouse's emotional bank will help you to gain access to them whenever you want to. But because of the discourse of intimacy that we're having right now, it's important for us to let the listeners know that sex is just an expression of intimacy.
Oh yeah, Basha.
So intimacy has to do with you both having this mutual feeling of trust and vulnerability in your marriage. So to the point where, just like the Bible says, you can be naked and unashamed. And I remember one of the, when we were discussing this, you said we should mention the fact that some of the things that we didn't get right at the initial stage. I remember for me, because our experiences are quite different. My wife, so my own marriage is intertribal marriage. And when we were planning to get married, when we were preparing, we had a lot of comments around how intertribal marriages don't work, how your own values and beliefs are different. However, what really gave me confidence is that we are not subjected to the leading and to the thoughts of this world. We are kingdom people. And once we understand the fact that marriage is a covenant between two kingdom people, then it gives us more room to explore within the context of what God allows in marriage. So for me, coming into the marriage, I realized the fact that I needed to adjust to certain values and traits that my wife brought into the marriage, and also the fact that she also needed to adjust to certain values and traits that I brought into the marriage. So intimacy is about getting to know each other deeply. Then I believe as well, because this is really important, that while trying to intentionally build intimacy in marriage, please bear in mind that your spouse has both weakness and strength. And also, you also have both your own weakness and strengths. So it's important for you to now learn how to synchronize and also to complement each other's weakness and strengths. Where she's weak, I'm strong. Where I'm weak, she's strong. And it's so funny that because we are two different personalities, our temperaments are different from mine. But when we got to know each other, when we got got married and started getting to know each other better, there's this kind of somehow it looked like an exchange, but I believe it's more of synergy. So because I understand this about our intimacy with God, it's more of God exchanging his personality with us, more like giving us the life he has to offer and we receiving it. But in marriage, I believe it's more of you coming together and synergizing, not you exchanging personalities. Ours is so the way in fact it was even recently I noticed it that my wife has always been before we got married, when we were courting, I'd always seen her as an extrovert, someone who is very expressive. She she can be out there and it was there. She's here. Don't you have vision for life? Then I was the conservative, reserved person. And for me to be having this conversation with yourself, hey, I don't do that, do it. So I remember recently we just realized that guy, you've really changed. So I've become more expressive. Then so I realized what attracted us to each other initially was our difference. And it's almost like what attracted us has now become what we have embraced to become our own individual personalities. So my wife is now becoming more reserved and like she's more composed, more comfortable. Like. Before I used to be very detailed, leave everything somewhere. But what I'm saying in essence is when you start getting to know each other, you realize that there's this strong synergy between the two of you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Thank you. I've been really blessed by this channel. One thing we want to know that we both said that sex is a fruit of intimacy,
Yeah.
and for men, and two different people will see sex differently. So a man will see intimacy differently. A lady will see intimacy differently. It's not for the man to shut down how the lady sees intimacy, and not for the lady to shut down how the man sees intimacy. So one way for you to understand what it is for your spouse, and one way it is that we're speaking for the men, is that men, we are very sexual beings. Sex is one of our covenant. Yeah. Sex is one of our covenant needs. It's something that we love, and it's something that it's not just okay, come and please me, because sex for us helps us bond with you. Sex, it's I don't know how supernatural it is, but it brings that bonding thing in a very, very supernatural way. So one thing I will also say to you, dear men, give your wife intimacy beyond sex.
Yes.
Dear women, give your husband spontaneous, adventurous, mouth breaking, night breaking sex. In the future, we speak more about okay, what is allowed in intimacy, what is anal sex allowed or not. But no, I'm not going to answer that here. So I'm not going to answer that here. So all right, guys, thank you so much for watching this channel. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you are blessed by Dotun and by me. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell your friends to like, comment, and subscribe. Love you so much. Next episode is coming out next week. Stay tuned. Love you. Mwah.